What a beautiful night here in Lucedale, Mississippi. I'm Trellis Williams, your host, as we bring you the Terry Bulldogs taking on the George County Rebels. Terry sitting at a 7-1 record, looking for the winningest season in the Coach Chris Thigpen era. While George County tries to get their fourth win of the season, they sit at 3-5. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. Terry trying to position themselves for a 2 seed here and the opportunity to host a playoff game, while George County trying to battle with Terry to maybe get that 3 spot. But the Bulldogs have this George County game and then Hattiesburg next week. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. I'm your host, Trellis Williams, and today the Bulldogs, listen, this offense has looked really good this season. They've looked very good. The problem has just been finishing in the red zone, especially early in football games. We saw good stuff from them last week against the Jim Hill Tigers, but, you know, they didn't do that well against West Jones early. They were able to score later on, but it just wasn't enough to topple the West Jones Mustangs. Now tonight, you want to be able to score early. This is a George County team that competed very well with Hattiesburg last week until the second half, which Hattiesburg blew up the scoreboard in 142-21. This is the countdown to kickoff, brought to you by Buford Plumbing and Heating. When that Mississippi heat kicks in, don't sweat it. Call Buford Plumbing and Heating. They're your local experts keeping homes cool with fast, reliable air conditioning service you can count on. Whether it's a quick fix or a full install, Buford's got you covered, because comfort starts with cool. Call 601-208-0575, 601-208-0575 for Buford Plumbing and Heating, Mississippi's trusted name in air plumbing and peace of mind. Folks, we're trying to bring you this one here from George County, Mississippi. We're out in the in the middle of nowhere, but we're here at George County High School trying to bring you this one streaming here from George County. I'll take a break. I'll be right back. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network.
tonight for the chance to play the game we love and to cheer on our teams. We're grateful for our friends, coaches, families, and everyone who makes nights like these possible. Lord, we ask you to watch over every player on this field. Keep us safe, give us strength, and help us play with passion and purpose. Let our actions reflect good character and respect for our teammates, our opponents, and the game itself. Win or lose, help us remember what really matters, giving our best, lifting one another up, and honoring you in everything we do. May this game be played with heart, unity, and good sportsmanship. Bless this field, our fans, our school, and our entire community tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And that was the Star-Spangled Banner brought to you by the George County Marching Band, the Bulldogs. Didn't bring a whole lot of fans out here tonight. I know a lot of you are probably at home watching it on the TSJW Network. We hope that the stream will go smoothly the whole time. We have a couple of indicators that we'll have to see how well it's going. It seems like it's going well right now, but we are recording it, so we'll get it up for you in good full fashion later on. Folks, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. It appears that George County will be wearing black tops with gold pants and maroon helmets, and they're in style here for senior night. The Terry Bulldogs in the all white looks real good. They got the white jerseys, white pants, and white helmets here in Lucedale, Mississippi. The captains for both teams will meet at center field. You got linebacker Micah White, linebacker Chadarius Rogers. You got Emmanuel Harris, the wide out receiver, and then you got Jaden Luckett, the offensive lineman for the Terry Bulldogs as captains. We appreciate you joining us. We had an interview with Coach Thigpen before the ball game. He was just discussing with us his plan for taking on this team. Wants to finish in the red zone, which has been a problem for this Terry Bulldogs team. They did well against Jim Hill, and they really are looking to have a good go here against George County. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. Please hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network.
The Rebels have won the toss and elect to defer to the second half, so they'll be kicking off to start the game.
The Terry Bulldogs are congregating there in the end zone. And they're all white uniforms here. George County on the right side. We're going to see these two teams take each other on. The George County crowd is present, but pretty sparse. The Bulldogs crowd may have literally like 15 people in the stands for the Terry crowd. No band here today. Bulldogs performing for their school. It's a huge ball game. Huge ball game for the Bulldogs and for George County for that matter, but Terry especially. George County has lost to West Jones and Hattiesburg, whereas Terry still has Hattiesburg up next week. The Bulldogs are being introduced now as they head onto the field and head to the far sideline.
Rebel Nation, get on your feet and make some noise for your George County Rebels.
And George County now entering the field at the moment. They're 3-5 on the season. They're headed up by their head coach, Kelly Causey, who was defensive coordinator a couple of years ago when the Bulldogs were here last to take on the Rebels. George County and Terry coming right up here. And we'll see where the kickoff is going. Was not able to gather that one there. Listen, this is a game that has a lot of questions to it. You don't really know how it's going to turn out. I mean, listen, the Bulldogs would be considered the favorites to win this game against George County, but the thing is that George County is a team that can play. They've shown challenges, especially last week against Hattiesburg. The Bulldogs are going to be back to receive to begin the ball game. It is Colby George and Keeson Kendrick. The Rebels will kick this football away.
Number 48, Leighton Fryfogle.
Leighton Fryfogle, the junior, will kick this football off to the Bulldogs. Back to receive is Keeson Kendrick. Set for the kickoff, and Fryfogle will kick it long. And Colby George will let it bounce right through the end zone. It will be a touchback. And that's where the Bulldogs will begin their first possession of the ball game. And that'll bring us to our keys to the game, brought to you by Tire Depot. Keys to the game for the Bulldogs is to finish in the red zone. Number one is the thing that the Bulldogs really need to do with the high-powered offense they have. Just finishing in the red zone is the thing they want to do. On defense, they got to stop the run, and that's something that Coach Thigpen was referring to earlier on, stopping the run and finishing in the red zone. Those are the keys to the game, brought to you by Tire Depot, where traction meets trust. Busby's in the shotgun, the junior quarterback for the Terry Bulldogs. Twins to the left and one to the right. He'll get it and hand it off to Baker for the first play of the ball game. He will run to his left. He finds a hole. He's up that sideline. Big yards for Baker, and he dives across the 50. A big run for Rondé Baker, which will bring us a Barnett's Body Shop first down. Nice start to the ball game for the Terry Bulldogs. And so the thing is, the run for the Bulldogs has been highly effective this year, especially from running back Rondé Baker. And he shows it right there with a 25-yard run for a first down. Bulldogs checking for a play call as we're 30 seconds into the ball game. Busby in the gun. Twins to the right and they're stacked. One receiver out left. Hand off to Baker, and I think we're going to get an offsides here as we saw some movement, and we do. Offsides against the Rebels, and the Bulldogs will move 5 yards forward and have a first down and 5 from right around the 45-yard line in Rebel territory. Good start for the Bulldogs, big run, and then get a penalty against George County there. Bulldogs football. Busby in the gun. Brady Busby has done increasingly well as the season has gone along. It is his junior year, big-time year for the quarterback. He hands it off to Baker. Baker with a nice cut move towards the middle. He's going to reverse to the left side. He breaks the tackle, gets past the 40, down the 35, and he's got room up the sideline and goes out of bounds as he passed the 20 into the 18-yard line. And I don't think we have any flags on the field. That's another Barnett's Body Shop first down for the Bulldogs, and they are now in the Raising Cane's red zone. So ball at the 18-yard line. Twins to the right and one to the left, and Busby's in the gun. Baker does immediate left. And they catch George County offsides again. The Rebels not showing a whole lot of discipline here to begin the ball game. They're going to move this one forward. So the ball's going to be at the 14-yard line, first down and 5. First and 5 for the Bulldogs. Twins to the right and one to the left. There's going to be the handoff to Baker. Baker bounces to the outside, untouched. He trucks a man past the 10, down inside to the 8-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. Brought to you by Barnett's Body Shop, and that's first down and goal for the Bulldogs.
Just short of the first. Will be first down, first and goal for the Bulldogs.
Terry doing well moving this football here with the run game. It's over 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Busby checking over at the sideline for the play call. Busby in the gun, twins to the left and one to the right with Baker to his immediate right. Baker's been highly effective on this drive. Snap back, handoff, Baker. Baker pushing through. He won't get anywhere. I don't know. I know he does gain a yard, though, so it will be second and goal from the 7.
No gain, bring up second and goal for the Bulldogs.
C.J. Metters hobbling right now. Not good to see. So he's going to get off the field, and as he crashes to the ground, and you hope he's okay over there on the far sideline. They bring in Emmanuel Harris, hoping that that's just a cramp. Twins to the left and twins to the right here. Busby in the shotgun. Bulldogs have not had a pass in play yet. Snap back to Busby. He's back to throw. He'll toss it to Harris in the end zone, and he does not pull it in. It was right in his hands, and he just dropped it there on the play. It's incomplete, bringing up third down and goal.
Number 11, Grant Reed's in on the coverage for the Rebels, so bring up third and goal here for the Bulldogs.
Third and goal for the Bulldogs here. Twins to the right and twins to the left. This is where the Bulldogs have had some struggles just finishing here in the red zone. This is a big play here for the Bulldogs. Snap back Busby. Short pass out to George. We got a flag on the field. George makes a man miss. He's trying to reverse it. He will get nowhere. And a matter of fact, loses a few yards on the play. We'll see what the flag's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be against the offense. And it is against the offense. False start against Terry, and the penalty is declined. So it'll bring up fourth down and goal here for Terry. The question is going to be, are they going to go for it or not? They got fourth and goal from the 10-yard line. Twins to the left and twins to the right. Bulldogs will go for it here on fourth down. From the 10-yard line, they've got to get in the end zone. Man in motion is Seth Moore. Snap back Busby. Busby will toss it up to Gibson for the 50-50 ball, and he pulls it in. And they say it's incomplete. They say he was through the back of the end zone. Oh, wow. They say incomplete pass, and George County will pick up on downs. Unbelievable. You have to look back at this one here. And George County will set up here. Folks, it looked like it was in. I just looked back at it. Not fair to the officials at all to judge them by that because it's a bang-bang call, but, folks, he had a foot in. Here's the toss back for the Rebels here. On the move, they'll get past the 10 and down to the 13-yard line, a gain of 3. That'll be 2nd down and 7. What a bummer there for the Bulldogs. Unable to finish in the red zone, which has been a recurring issue. This is the kind of thing you want to fix in the playoffs because – or fix before the playoffs, because the thing about the Bulldogs, they've got the talent, and they also they're executing well the plays that Coach Thigpen's calling. Here's a handoff again for George County as he's able to bowl his way to the 15, a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 5. So running that football is Brandon Gaucher, and he has been a highly effective runner for George County. As the Rebels are looking at a 3rd and 5. 7:50 to play in the first quarter. We're still knotted up at 0. Bulldogs had a nice drive, just wasn't able to finish it. Under center is quarterback Speidel. Wyatt Speidel, the junior quarterback, he's under center and on the handoff again. And now running this football, he'll get the first down, and up the sideline, he's pushed out of bounds, goes Shea, and it appears that he trucked the Terry Bulldog coach.
Nice blocking, and that'll be a Rebel first down.
I don't know which coach that was. Hope he's all right over there. He's able to get the first down at the 28-yard line, so the Rebels able to convert on that 3rd down. Nice run there from Gaucher. They're handing it off to him every time.
Tonight are brought to you by Billy Temple's State Farm.
Back under center is Speidel. He'll toss it back. Gaucher around the left side. He's got the opening. He'll get taken down past the 35 down to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 8 for the Rebels. And their run game is working at the moment.
About 3 here for the Rebels.
2nd and 2. The Rebels working from the 36-yard line. Bulldogs stacking the box as they've shown that running is what they're doing. Again on the handoff goes Shea, and he's wrapped up for a gain of a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 1 here for the Rebels. Ball's going to be at the 37-yard line for the Rebels here. Under center is Speidel. He's going to throw it over the top, and that one's going to be incomplete. Wasn't anywhere close to the receiver. Micah Shepard doing a good job covering receiver Kamari McCann. So it's incomplete, 4th down and 1 now, and it appears that the Rebels are going to go for it here. They've been effective in short yardage situations, just being able to get some yards on the run. They're going to go for it here from their own 37. 4th down and 1, big 4th down for George County. Snap. Handoff, Gaucher, and he's stuffed by the Bulldogs defense. They're going to turn him over on downs at the 35-yard line. What a play by the Bulldogs. And that was Cole Reed, Keeson Kendrick coming in there, as well as Amari Whalen. The Bulldogs get the stop. So we've seen 2 offensive drives be ended with stops, as we saw the Bulldogs all the way in the red zone pass to Gibson. Wasn't able to get a foot down in the end zone, so it's incomplete. And then that one right there, 4th down and 1, and the Bulldogs get a huge stop on the play. So the ball will be at the 35 for the Bulldogs offense as they will take over. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. Busby in the gun. Bulldogs keeping everybody close in tight. Snap back. Handoff, Baker. Baker trying to bounce to the outside. He does. He is taken down at the 35 for no gain.
Nice play.
Good job by the Rebels defense on the outside, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Number 95, Landon Parkin, making initial contact.
Under 6 minutes remaining
2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs.
in the first quarter. Ball's going to be at the 35-yard line. Got twins to the left and twins to the right with Busby in the gun. Rondé Baker to his immediate right. Snap back to Busby, fakes the handoff, short pass to Harris, but Harris did not catch it. That's 2 drops from Emmanuel Harris. He had one that could have been a touchdown, and that one goes right through his hands to his chest. An incomplete pass, 3rd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are in what would be considered 4-down territory. Once they're this deep into somebody's territory, they usually run the plays all downs, but it's a big 3rd down here. Twins to the left and to the right. Brady Busby in the gun with Baker to his immediate right. That'll be a snap back, and I think we're probably going to see an offsides call. It's an offsides against the Rebels. Rebels fans don't like it, but it was a clear offsides. He started moving, forced Luckett to move back early, and they wanted that false start, but it was offsides there. Bring up 3rd down and 5. That could definitely be a costly penalty here for the Rebels, as it allows the Bulldogs not as many yards to get this 1st down here. Twins to the right and to the left. They're going to hand it off to Baker. Baker trying to bounce around to the outside. He's going to turn back to the left. A nice fake around the outside as he dives his way. He will not get the 1st down, but he'll be about a couple yards short. He'll get down to the 27-yard line. And now the Bulldogs are going to come out there with, I believe, a lineup for a short yardage gain here. They keep Baker out there, and they got the lineup with Chadarius Rogers out there. And Coach Thigpen has put in this lineup where they have Rogers playing as quarterback, and this is for short yardage situations. 4th down and 2. We're going to see a whistle from the sideline here, and it's going to be a timeout called by George County. They see the different look, and they want to prepare for it here. A big 4th down and 2. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. This is TSJW Network coverage of the Terry Bulldogs. And folks, I do want to remind you to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. I'm Trellis Williams. We're bringing you this game, Terry and George County. Big 4th down and 2.
Located at 502 Ratliff Street, or visit KarenWrightRealty.com.
Bulldogs in the same formation here with Rogers in the gun with Baker to his immediate left. Big 4th down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Snap to Rogers. Rogers around the left side. He gets stuffed, and the Rebels stop him. And they said the Rebels are picking it up, taking it back to the end zone as if it was a fumble. And the officials blow the whistle dead. But either way, it will be Rebels football. So another turnover on downs, as we've seen all possessions end that way. And the Rebels were able to prepare for it. They called that timeout.
10.
And it will be George County football once again.
I believe that was number 3, Kamari McCann, the Rebel defense, making the stop.
And so it'll be Wyatt Speidel in the gun. No, he's not in the gun. He's under center. He will hand it off as there's the run by Gaucher. He'll get down to the 29-yard line, a gain of 2. Gain of 1 is what they're going to say. Second down and 9. Rebels down here in Lucedale, Mississippi, which is 2.5 hours away from Terry, Mississippi. So a long trek for the Bulldogs this year. Of course, George County will be making the same trip next year. Ball at the 29. Under center of Speidel, the junior quarterback. Quick handoff to Gaucher. And they'll get down to the 32. That'll be a gain of 3. And I think that'll bring up 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 for George County. Big 3rd down and 5 for George County here in their own territory from the 32-yard line. And we're going to see a flag on the field. It'll be a false start against the Rebels, which will move them back 5 yards and make it 3rd and 10. Costly penalty there for the Rebels.
Flag is on the Bulldogs. It's going to make it 3rd and short here for the Rebels.
Oh, they changed it to an offsides. We saw one official call it false start. Apparently, they changed it to an offsides. And they're going to call it a first down. I mean, it's 3rd and 5, so it would be a first down. Wow.
First down.
They called it against the Bulldogs, and so it's 1st down and 10 from the 37-yard line now. So the Rebels keep it moving. Speidel under center. Handoff. Gaucher. Taken down at the 39. That'd be a gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
Here for the Rebels.
George County lined up again. Under 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Speidel under center. Handoff there. Trying to change locations is Gaucher, and we're going to see a flag on the field on the play. He gets no yards. It'll be 3rd down and 8 pending the penalty.
Will be holding on the Rebels.
So they will call the hold, so we're going to stay at 2nd down. We'll see where they put it. They're going to put it at the 29-yard line. That'll be a loss of 10 from where it is, which will make it a 2nd and 18. 2nd down and 18 for the Rebels from the 29-yard line, and being a predominantly running team, that is costly to have to go 18 yards on this play. Now in the shotgun is Speidel for the first time in the ball game. Receiver out right and receiver out left. He'll hand it off. Spread the defense out. Going to get a little run here as he handed off to him out of the gun, and they're going to get across the 35 and down to the 36-yard line. And that'll make it 3rd down and 11, a gain of 7 on the play. Third and 11 for the Rebels. We'll see what they pull out here. They're going to need at least 11 on this play to get the first down. I don't know if they'll go for it again if they find themselves in a 4th down situation. Last time it came back to bite them. And the shotgun again is Speidel. Oh, wow. I don't know if that was meant to be that way or if there's a fumble.
Trouble on the snap.
It was a fumble on the snap, and the center will pick it up. That's a loss of 1, make it 4th down and 12, and I think we're going to see a punt unit here for George County. Coming out as the punter is Easton Howell, the senior. He'll be out there to punt this football away. 4th and 12. Keeson Kendrick back to receive. Clock's under a minute to go in the first quarter. Snapback's there, and the kick is a decent one. It will bounce. Kendrick will scoop it up, and he's snapped down at the 38-yard line.
By the Rebel special teams.
That's where the Bulldogs will start their third possession of the ball game. The first 2 end in turnover on downs. The Rebels have done a good job stopping the Bulldogs when it matters the most. And now Terry going to try to make another run for it here. Ball at the 38-yard line. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also like and share it. I also want to remind you to go ahead and check out the Magnolia Shine podcast. The Magnolia Shine podcast, we talk high school football Mondays and Thursdays. Myself and the one and only Blake Levine bring that to you Mondays and Thursdays on the Magnolia Shine podcast YouTube. Busby, handoff Baker. Baker takes the tackle, and I don't think he'll get anything on the play. It'll be a no gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
In the backfield, number 42, Blaze Havens on the stop.
Second and 10 on the play for the Bulldogs. Haven't really gotten the passing game going at all yet. They've attempted 3, and all were incomplete.
It's going to be the end of the first quarter here at
And the Bulldogs let the first quarter expire. And that'll wrap it up. We're going to head into the Good Eating second quarter in just a little bit. I'll step aside, be right back. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. So they switch sides of the field, and the Terry Bulldogs will have the football at the 38-yard line. They got trips to the right and one to the left. Busby in the shotgun with Baker behind him. Snap back to Busby. Fake. Oh, he threw it, nearly picked off as he jumped that pass to the side. I think he was trying to hit either George or Gibson. And I'm unable to see what number that was, and I think it is number 2. Braylon Fairley, the junior, he hopped right in there and nearly picked it off, but he swatted it down. So it will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Bring up 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs.
Second quarter begins. The second quarter is brought to you by Good Eating. Busby in the shotgun. He's back to throw. He's got time and protection. He fakes the throw, didn't see the man open. He had Gibson. He throws it a little bit late. Gibson goes up and grabs it, and they're going to say it's incomplete. That would have been a first down, but apparently didn't pull it down in bounds, and that will bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Another nice defensive stand by the Rebels. Bring up 4th down here for the Bulldogs. Number 11, Grant Reeves back deep to receive for the Rebels.
There's the punt from Braylon Beverly, and not one of his best ones as it rolls past the 45 and down to the 41-yard line. That's where George County will start their possession. Still 0-0 here in Loosedale. Terry 0, George County 0 with 11:36 to go in the first half. Handoff through the middle for Gaucher, and he's able to get down to the 46-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 5 here.
Marking about the 46, 2nd and 5 here for the Rebels.
Ball at the 46. In the shotgun is Speidel. He'll hand it off there to Gaucher, and he'll be crowded around and taken down.
That's number 16, Keon Riley on the carry for the Rebels. Short game, bring up 3rd down.
Get up to the 47-yard line, and I think that's a gain of a yard. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Folks, you got to check out the South 78 football show. We bring that to you on Wednesday nights live from the Good Eatin'. And folks, look, you should come by the Good Eatin' while we're doing it. It's at 7 p.m. on Wednesday nights. If you come by, get you some food and check out the show live Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. Under center is Wyatt Speidel. He's back to throw. He will throw it over the top to a wide open receiver. And he is by himself now. He's got a little block, and he gets out to the outside into the end zone. And the Rebels will strike first. Grant Reeves pulled that one in, was able to get some blocking out to the outside for the touchdown, and George County leads 6-0. Nice fake there, under center, expecting them to run, and he had all the time in the world. A loopy pass over the top to Reeves, and he's able to take it all the way in for the touchdown. 6-0 lead for the Rebels. And now they're set for the extra point that will be kicked by Freifogel. 10:03 remaining in the first half. Snaps there, kick is up and good.
Freifogel's extra point is good. The Rebels draw first blood, 10:03 left to go in the half. Your Rebels 7, Terry 0.
7-0 lead for George County. And the Bulldogs offense will head back onto the field. They've had opportunities to score there. They just haven't done it as of yet. So we'll see the Bulldogs offense in just a few moments.
We're proudly cheering the Rebels this football season and stand behind the students, families, and fans who make our town special. Thank you for letting us be a part of Friday nights under the lights. Here's to grit, heart, and hometown pride. Community Bank. Walt Massey Automotive, Walt Massey Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, and Lucedale is happy to serve you. Stop by or visit them online and let Walt Massey handle all of your vehicle needs. Shop local, shop Walt Massey, and drive home the winner today.
10:03 to play in the Good Eatin' second quarter. 7-0 lead for the George County Rebels over the Terry Bulldogs. Bulldogs going to be back to receive the kickoff here from Freifogel. And they're looking for a score here. The offense has looked good enough to get a score. Rondé Baker's been heavily effective on the run. But just really, they've just been unable to finish their drives. There's the kick. Kendrick receives it. Up the right side of the field. Up that sideline, gets the block, and he gets some space. Up that sideline, he's pushed out of bounds, past the 45, and down to what appears to be the 47-yard line. No, they say it's at the 42. They say he was down before then, and so That's where the Bulldogs will start their possession. Quite decent field position here for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs take over 1st and 10. They're on 42.
Ball at the 42-yard line for the Bulldogs here. Twins to the left and one to the right. Busby in the shotgun with Baker to his immediate left. Here's a handoff to Baker. Baker coming in there in George County. They've started to figure out how to get to Baker here. They started off struggling with it. And it looks like they mark them at the line of scrimmage, so they'll lose none but gain none either. Ball's at the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 10 now for Terry. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Bulldogs want to get this offense back going.
2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs.
Busby in the shotgun, Twins to the right, one to the left. He's back to throw. He's going to toss it long to Gibson. Gibson pulls it in all by himself. He's got green, baby. That's Braden Gibson. Touchdown, Terry. And they're going to give him a flag, but all he did was just jogged around a little bit, folks. Touchdown, Terry. The equalizer from Busby to Gibson. And I'm sure it's going to be a celebration penalty there. Great pass from Busby to Gibson there. But I will say, though, this if George County decides to apply this penalty on the extra point, this may make it more difficult here for Derek Howard Jr. I will say I do think Howard would be able to make it, but it would make it more difficult, and right now you're still down 7-6. You're trying to tie the ball game here.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike against the Bulldogs.
It's funny, so they call it unsportsmanlike against the Bulldogs, against Braden Gibson. And it's interesting, he definitely should have just ran on into the end zone. But I will say this. He kind of had to turn around, because if you're going to jog like that, you better be looking to see who's coming at you. And so he made sure nobody was coming at him. But it will not be applied to the extra point. And so Howard will get it, and a regular extra point here to try to tie the ball game at 7. But a great pass from Busby to Gibson. And Gibson was ready to not get one of his catches taken off the board there. But that one is good from Howard. 7-7 ball game, and the Bulldogs able to get in the end zone. We're tied up at 7, 9:03 to play in the first half.
Another one of our second quarter sponsors, Mississippi Export Railroad, proud supporter of George County Rebel football. Back to receive for the Rebels, number 4, Matt Fairley. Along with number 15, Mark Hart.
Bulldogs will kick this football off, and they're going to kick it off from the 25-yard line. That's where the penalty is applied. Howard with the squib kick, a little fumble around. Oh, it's going to be a return here. We do see a flag on the field, though. They're going to take him down. That was Grant Reeves on the return to the 32-yard line, but we did see a flag thrown on the field. And so it's probably going to be some kind of blocking penalty here, maybe a hold, but we'll have to see what the call is going to be. It is a hold against the receiving team, and so this one's going to be brought back. The flag is down at the 48-yard line. We'll see where they end up putting it. Oh, yeah, and I just saw the play. It was a pretty rough hold there.
The Rebels have it 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Ball be at the 42-yard line for the George County Rebels. They're going to try to take this lead back. Bulldogs with a pretty quick answer there as they tie the ball game up at 7. Under center, Speidel. He'll hand it off to, guess who? Brandon Gaucher, the senior. He'll get down to the 43-yard line. Gain of, gain of 1, so 2nd and 9. 8:42 remaining here in the first half. Last week he had 39 carries, Brandon Gaucher did. They're going to hand it off to him again. This time a nice gain out to the 49-yard line. That'll be 3 yards short of the first down. Bring up a 3rd down and 3 here.
Bring up 3rd down for the Rebels.
Ball at the 49 for the Rebels. We're tied up at 7. 8 minutes to play in the first half. Under center is Wyatt Speidel. And he'll make the handoff. It will be met by the defensive line. That was Nate Kelly for the Bulldogs, able to stop him right there at the 49 for a 4th down and 3. And George County, we'll see it. It appears that they're going to go for it. It's right about half field here. And I think we're going to see. We'll see if George County can get the 4th down conversion. 4th and 3 from the 49. Speidel, handoff again around the edge. He gets the 1st down and more up the sideline. He'll be taken down at the 32-yard line. They're able to pull it in.
State Farm Rebel 1st down.
Ball at the 32 now for the Rebels as they get another 1st down. Under 7 minutes to play in the first half. Under center is Wyatt Speidel. Hands it off Gaucher. He's wrapped up.
Gaucher on the carry.
He's going to lose a yard there. 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 here for the Rebels.
Ball at the 33. Speidel under center. Handoff Gaucher right through the middle. He plunges past the 30 and to the 29. A gain of 4. Bring up a 3rd down and 7, and we see a Terry Bulldog down on the field here.
Timeout for an injured player.
It appears that it may be Amari Whalen here. It is Amari Whalen. That ankle's been bothering him. Good to see him walk off the field. Trying to push through that pain. Suffered that injury against Callaway. The first series against the Chargers. He's going to be able to walk off the field there. 3rd down and 7 now for the Rebels. 6:05 remaining in the first half. Appreciate you joining us here. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. I'm your host, Trellis Williams. And now, In the gun is going to be Wyatt Speidel. They need 7 yards for this first down here. He will roll to his left, throw the short pass back. He's going to be taken down. Good defensive play by Lazarius Ashford. Pulling down Reeves in a loss of 2, bringing up 4th down and 9. Actually 4th and 10 as he lost 3 on the play. It looks like the Rebels will still go for it as they are in Bulldog territory pretty safely here. 4th and 10 for the Rebels from the 32-yard line. Trying to get a play call here from their coach. Just over 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. We're still tied up at 7. We're going to see a timeout be called here by the Rebels. That's their second charge timeout of the first half. 7-7 ball game, 5:07 remaining in the first half. George County looking at a 4th down here, and the shotgun is quarterback Wyatt Speidel. They got twins to the left and none to the right. 4th down and 10. Speidel back to throw. He's being pressured, pass across the middle, and it is pulled in and caught. And now we're going to see a flag on the field. Wow, Speidel put it right on the money for his receiver, number 3, Kamari McCann.
Nice reception for the Rebels.
But there was a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is going to be.
First down.
It was pass interference against the Bulldogs, and that penalty was declined. And so ball will be at the 15-yard line as the Rebels are in the red zone now. 5 minutes remaining. Big 4th down conversion for the Rebels. Here's the run around the edge. Tripped up, taken down at the 19-yard line. Going to call him down at the 18. A loss of 3, 2nd and 13. So good job by the Bulldogs. Every time Speidel throws that ball, it seems like it's complete. They don't throw it very often, but when they do, they make it count. 7-7 ball game. Under 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Snap back Speidel. He's back to throw. He's pressured. Short pass gotten by Gaucher. Gaucher's got room to run. He's got some blocking. He's taken down from behind at the 11-yard line. I think they're going to call him down at the 10. And that will make it 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line. Pretty much the entire field is 4-down territory for the Rebels here. So, you know, they got 2 downs. They got 2 downs to try to get these 5 yards here. 3rd down and 5 from the 10. Speidel's under center with a receiver out right. Here's the handoff to Gaucher. He's wrapped up. No gain. 4th and 5. Good job by the Bulldogs. One more down to go here for George County. It appears that the Rebels are going to bring out a field goal kicking unit with Leighton Freifogel as the kicker here to try to go up 10-7 in the ball game. This one will be a 27-yarder for George County. Snapbacks there, the kick is up, and that kick is good. They say it's through. So it is a 10-7 ball game lead for George County over the Terry Bulldogs. Just over 3 minutes to play. in the first half. 10-7 lead for the Rebels.
Froffrogel will tee it up for the Rebels.
Rebels will kick the football off to the Terry Bulldogs here. And it will be kicked deep, and Kendrick will receive. Kendrick up the right side. He's got some block in there. He gets through a little bit past the 30-yard line. They'll push him forward to the 36. That's where the Bulldogs will start their possession. We see a flag on the field here for a little bit of action after the play. George County 10, Terry 7. The Rebels scored, and then the Bulldogs answered, and then George County answered with a field goal to take the lead. So 10-7 ball game. Appreciate you joining us. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. We got Terry Bulldogs football.
On both teams, those penalties will offset. Bulldogs will have it first and 10.
We have Terry Bulldogs football going on right now, and on next week on Thursday, the Bulldogs will host the Hattiesburg Tigers. That'll be a big football game, and how big it will be determined by what happens here. If the Bulldogs are able to win here, that game will be for a playoff hosting spot, the 2 seed. That's what they're looking for. Busby in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Baker. Baker gets some block in here. He'll be tripped up. He gets down to the 40-yard line, though. That'll be a gain of 3.
Nice tackle by number 4.
Well, they say he is at the 39, so a gain of 2. That'll be 2nd and 8. Busby in the shotgun. Fakes it. Short pass out into the flat to an open man, Colby George, up the sideline, and he sheds a man off of him past the 50, and he'll be marked at the 47-yard line in Rebel territory. And that will be a Barnett's Body Shop first down for the Terry Bulldogs. The Barnett's Body Shop in Byram, collision repair you can count on. When your car takes a hit, Barnett's gets you back in the game fast. Quality repairs, hometown service. That's Barnett's Body Shop. Proud supporter of Terry Bulldogs football. 10-7 ball game lead for the Rebels. Bulldogs moving the football now. They got Busby in the shotgun. Trips to the right and one to the left. Snap back to Busby, he's back to throw. Short pass to Gibson. Toss back to Baker. Baker's got room up the sideline. Baker running. He's got one man. He hopped over him. He's got green, baby. Oh, they say that he was down. They say he stepped out of bounds there at the 10-yard line, just short of the end zone. And so the Bulldogs are now in the Raising Cane's red zone and do get a Barnett's Body Shop first down, but not quite in for 6.
Actually say the Bulldog runner stepped out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
And folks, Baker looked like he was in bounds to me. Couple of close calls that, well, you never know. Ball's going to be at the 10-yard line. Nice play. Coach Thigpen throwing in the trickery there with the pass to Gibson. Busby in the gun. Hand off to Baker. Tries to reverse his way through. He'll run on his way inside to the, what they say will be the 9-yard line. That'd be only a gain of 1 there. Bring up 2nd down and goal from the 9.
The Bulldogs will take a timeout with 57 seconds left to go.
And Terry Bulldogs will.
Rebels 10, Bulldogs 7.
Terry Bulldogs will call their first timeout. Under a minute to go here in the first half, then Bulldogs really do need this score here. Second down and goal for the Bulldogs. And this will be huge for the Bulldogs in this ball game. They trail right now 10-7. It looked like they had a touchdown play, jumped over the defender. And they say he stepped out of bounds. Ball's going to be at the 9-yard line. Second down and goal. Busby in the shotgun, twins to the left and twins to the right. Baker to the immediate right of Busby. Snap back Busby. He's back to throw. He's got time. Pass over the top. Caught by Baker into the end zone. Touchdown, Terry. How about that? Perfect pass from Busby over the outstretched arms of the defender, and he put it right in the hands of Baker, and he gets in for 6. And the Bulldogs take the lead, 13-10 here in Loosedale. And Howard will be set up for the extra point here, as Howard will go for the extra point to take the 14-10 lead. Snapbacks there, kick is up for Howard, and it is good. 14-10 lead for the Terry Bulldogs over the George County Rebels. The Bulldogs take the lead with 52 seconds to go in the first half. We'll step aside to be right back. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. Folks, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. The Terry Bulldogs lead the George County Rebels 14-10. We got us a pretty good football game here. George County has done a lot of good things. The Bulldogs have done some good things here recently. Last 2 drives were 2 touchdowns. And now receiving the kickoff will be George County. They're going to make a move up that sideline. Right through the middle is a number 4. It appears Matt Fairley for the George County Rebels, and he gets out there to the 27-yard line. And that is where the Rebels will begin this possession. They only have 46 seconds to work with here, and we'll see what they do. They are a run-heavy team, but to really drive 72 yards, you're going to need to probably throw the ball a little bit here. So we'll see. 14-10 lead for Terry. Ball at the 33-yard line for the Rebels. Twins to the right, none to the left. Handoff in the backfield. Be taken down by the Bulldogs D.
Number 16, Keon Raleigh on the carry for the Rebels.
It's going to be a run for no gain.
No gain. Bring up
It'll
second
be
down.
2nd down and 10 from the 27. And the shotgun is Speidel. Get on the handoff on the reverse toss here. Has some blocking, and he's taken down, tripped up by his leg. Micah White gets him.
6, Rylan Papania on the carry for the Rebels.
And they'll spot him at the 28 to a gain of 1, bring up 3rd and 9. Clock continues to run under 10 seconds, and I think George County is just going to take this one to the half. The Terry Bulldogs lead the George County Rebels 14-10 at halftime. We'll be back for second half action. Well, first we'll be back for the halftime report. We'll give you some scores from around the state of Mississippi. A big one, West Jones and Hattiesburg going on, that really will affect seedings in this very region. We'll tell you about that as well, but we'll bring that to you in a little bit. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. Terry 14, George County 10.
Fans, it's time for the CV Challenge event presented by Community Bank. Tonight, 2 seniors will each have the chance to win a $500 scholarship courtesy of Community Bank. Here's how it works. Each student will line up at the 10-yard line and take 2 attempts to throw a football through the Community Bank branded target. If the student makes it on either attempt, they'll walk away with a $500 scholarship. If both attempts miss, they'll still take home a $25 gift card. Tonight's contestants are Jenna Watson and Cooper Ward. On behalf of Community Bank, we wish our contestants the best of luck. And that's one. Rebel fans, give it up for Miss Jenna Watson, winner of a $500 scholarship from Cooper Ward. It's that $25 gift card.
Ladies and gentlemen, taking the field for your halftime entertainment, please welcome the All Superior George County Pride Marching Band. The group of students before you tonight are the 10th place band and 3rd place percussion in the state of Mississippi, Class 6A. Congratulations on such a successful season. Tonight's haunting halftime production is titled Ghost Town, inspired by the rugged spirit of the Wild West and the echoes of forgotten places. This show brings together powerful musical selections including Ecstasy of Gold, The Magnificent Seven, House of the Rising Sun, and Ghost Riders, along with original music by Justin Williams and John Dunlap. The George County Prize 2025 production is designed by Al Gunch, Derek Williams, Dawson Pierce, and Brittany Hammer. Color Guard is under the direction of Kendra Stevenson. The George County Pride Marching Band is proudly under the direction of Al Gunch and Derek Williams. The soloists tonight are Garrett Reeves on harmonica, Jamie Dixon and Elijah Johnson on flute, Peyton Kelly on guitar, and color guard soloists are Lizzie Miller, Lily Smathers, and Aisha Canode. The cowboy is Aiden Doyle, and the ghost outlaw is Peyton Kelly. Drum majors Grace Howell, Cheyenne Baxter, and Elijah Johnson. Is the band ready? Hold on tight as we ride into the dust and legend of the American frontier. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wild West. This is
Legends
Ghost
of the
Town.
West have been passed down from campfire to campfire. Hushed voices ringing out on cold, clear nights. But have you heard the legend of the cowboy and the ghost outlaw? Our story follows a dusty old cowboy out to stake his claim for home in the blazing heat of the West. But little did he know, the journey he set out on would soon make him a legend. Riding day and night, he bested many obstacles. And using his charming wit, he made a few friends along the way. Just a few hours before the rising sun, he came upon an old mining town. As his horse grew nervous, the cowboy chuckled. Calm down, boy. Ain't nothing but an old ghost town. Just like any good legend, you can't have a hero without a villain. His fallen opponent, but in his relief, he failed to notice the outlaw. As the spirits faded to dust around him, the cowboy set off once again to find his new home. He crested one last hill, and there it was. The most beautiful valley he and his posse had ever seen. You thought you could defeat me that easily? Your souls are mine. The only soul you're getting is on the bottom of my boot. Then let's dance, cowboy.
This week, we have the pleasure of recognizing outstanding members of the band. Our freshman of the week is Daniel Montevo. The sophomore of the week is Hazel Guzman Martinez. Our junior of the week is Caitlin Smith. And the senior of the week is Jaden Diamond. Tonight's section of the week is the Piccolo section. And tonight's color guard member of the week is Aislinn Cano. The band members and band boosters would like to thank the following 2025 Diamond sponsors: Patty Collins, Stanley Thompson, Mini Mall Storage, Raymond Hanser at Edwards Jones, Chicken Pig, NXS Powerline LLC, Terry Carr's Trapco and Dozier, Moments, and Magic Spray Wash.
All right, welcome back to Lucedale, Mississippi, right here on the campus of George County High School. The Terry Bulldogs lead the George County Rebels 14-10 at the half. We got some scores from around the state of Mississippi for you right now. And we got Lanier and Cleveland Central. This is a big game here. And the lead is with Cleveland Central. They lead 22-12 over Lanier. Now, the thing is, Lanier's 9-0 on the season. This is a big game. Lanier's trying to hold down that number 1 seed. And right now they're down by 10 to Cleveland Central. And then we see Brandon and Pearl. The Eat Dirt Bowl, as they call it. Brandon leads Pearl 7-0 here at halftime. And then we got Terry, Terry George County, of course, here 14-10. And we got Gulfport and DeIberville. Gulfport leading 24-13 over DeIberville. DeIberville, the Indians, hosting this ball game. They're trailing by 11 to the mighty Gulfport Admirals, who have had a great go since region play has begun. And we see Madison Central Starkville. We're tied up at 14 there. Up in Starkville and Madison Central. Madison Central really looking for some wins here. And they're tied up with Starkville in the moment. And then Neshoba Central up on Ridgeland. That's a surpriser. 27-21. Lead for Neshoba Central over Ridgeland. Pearl River Central up on Long Beach, 28-14. And then we see next score we have is West Jones and Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg up on West Jones 20-6. So Hattiesburg jumping on West Jones early. And here's the thing, folks. I don't know how they do the tiebreaker if Hattiesburg beats West Jones and Terry beats Hattiesburg next week. But the thing is that with that setup, Terry could either find themselves the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed, or the number 3 seed, depending how it works with the tiebreaker. So we'll see if that's a good thing that Hattiesburg's up on West Jones, or if that's not the case. We'll have to see how that pans out. Germantown up on Clinton 30-3. Germantown dominating Clinton on the road at Clinton. Germantown looks like they're getting ready to be a team that might be able to vie for that 7A state championship. We'll see how that goes right there. They lead 30-3 over Clinton. And then Petal up on Meridian 28-0. Those are the scores we have right now. We are live here from Lucedale, Mississippi. Terry leads over George County 14-10. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. The Bulldogs re-entering the field here in Lucedale, and they're out there getting stretched, getting warm back for the second half. We'll take a break and be right back. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network.
Winner of the Turtle Box is Lisa Jordan. All right, Mr. Ken, come over here again. We appreciate your generosity with the freezer. Of course, the grand prize is 250 pounds of beef with a deep freezer. And the winner is Craig Havard. Craig Havard. All right. Again, thank y'all for supporting the team and with all the money that goes to support the football team and everybody that's involved. Thank you.
So I'm seeing some updates on some scores, and Oak Grove Northwest Rankin. Oak Grove up 21-14 over Northwest Rankin. Another update from Pearl. Brandon leads against Pearl 10-3. And Picayune Gaucher, they're tied up at 21 right now at halftime. And then another update from West Jones Hattiesburg. It's 27-6 Hattiesburg at the half. Wow, Hattiesburg dominating West Jones. Hattiesburg might just come through and try to win this region again. And they'll be in very good way going into next week if they're able to close the deal there. Cleveland Central still indeed up on Lanier, 22-12. And East Central Van Cleve tied at 14 at the half as well. Warren Central up on Callaway, 21-7 at the half. The last score we had Grenada Lake Cormorant tied up at 14 at the end of the first quarter. So have to see if there are any more updates from there. Ocean Springs up on Harrison Central. So those are the updates that we have here. Well, we're about to be getting started with second half action, and Terry will kick it off to George County to begin the second half. The Bulldogs started off just not able to get in the end zone after getting into the red zone, which has been a reoccurring issue. But I'll tell you this, though. They're able to score on the last two drives, touchdowns, and now they lead 14-10 over the Rebels. We'll be having second half kickoff in just a little bit. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network.
The Rebels will be receiving the opening kickoff for the second half. Back deep, number 4, Matt Fairley. Low number 15, Mark Harvey.
Derek Howard Jr. will kick off to begin the second half, and he will send it short here. Rebels will pick it up. And here's the return. It'll be taken down by Micah White.
The Rebels will field the kickoff.
Ball will be at the 37-yard line here
35 up to about the 38-yard line.
as we begin second half action, and the Rebels will start off with the football here.
Number 6, Ryland Papena, turning the kick for the Rebels.
Under center is Speidel, and he'll hand it off there to Gaucher. He'll get no gain. It'll bring up second down and 10.
No gain, bring up second down here for the Rebels.
Ball's at the 37-yard line. Second down and 10. Clock's running, 11 and a half minutes to go here in the third quarter. Under center again is Wyatt Speidel here for the Rebels. They have one receiver out left and one receiver out right. This has been a heavy run offense, but they've thrown some surprise passes, even one for a touchdown. Handoff that time. Oh, he busts right through the middle. It's Gaucher, and he is all by himself for a George County touchdown. And the Rebels will regain the lead here early in the second half.
Touchdown.
And we got Zion Varnell on the ground. He looks hurt. Not a good sight. We talked to him on the South 78 football show. And
timeout for an injured player.
He's out. Defensive end for the Bulldogs. 16-14, George County takes the lead, and they'll go for the extra point here after they take some time to check on Varnell. And Varnell is extremely ginger. Like, he's not putting much weight on that left leg, and he needs help getting off the field. Not a good look. He's been a very effective player on that defensive line for the Terry Bulldogs. Just favoring that left leg there. Leighton Freifogel will go for the extra point here. Snapbacks there, kick is up and good. And so a 17-14 lead for the Rebels over the Terry Bulldogs. We got us a good one here in Loosedale. The Bulldogs will receive in just a few moments. Rebels set to kick the football off back to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs trail 17-14 to George County here. You got Keeson Kendrick and Colby George back to receive. 11:07 to play in the third quarter. Leighton Freifogel will kick this football off. Here, oh, and they're going to go for the onside kick. I don't think it's going to make it far enough. The Bulldogs are going to pick it up. And so Terry will get the football in pretty good field position from the 49-yard line. Just a botched onside kick there. Freifogel tried to put it forward, and he just didn't put enough on it. And so it just rolled very slowly, and the Bulldogs picked it up at the 49-yard line. So the Terry Bulldogs will have it in George County territory to begin their first possession of the second half. Bulldogs have looked good in the last two possessions, able to score touchdowns on those plays. That will work if they're able to continue that on. And so big possession here. You're down by 3, 17-14. Busby getting back out on the field here. And that'll bring us to our keys to victory, brought to you by Richards Tire and Auto, where the key to a smooth ride starts with trusted service and unbeatable tires. From tune-ups to tire changes, Richards Tire and Auto keeps you rolling to the win as there's a handoff to Baker. He'll get through the 45 and push his way down to nearly the 40-yard line. He'll be down at the 41. That'll be a gain of 8, bringing up second down and 2. The keys to victory for the Bulldogs, being able to continue this offense and how the offense has been playing. They've been looking very, very good the last two possessions, and you want that to continue on. Those are the keys to victory, brought to you by Richards Tire and Auto. Second down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Trips to the left, none to the right. Busby in the shotgun with Rondé Baker to his immediate left. He just got an 8-yard run there. There's the snap back, fakes the handoff, short pass out to George. George has the defense there. He's able to get to the outside, gets a little blocking, makes a move, hurdles a defender, gets pushed out of bounds at the 12. Big play from Colby George. That's a Barnett's Body Shop first down.
Forces him out of bounds.
Nice play on the short pass to the flat from Brady Busby, and George able to elude the defenders and even hurdle a man on his way down to the 12-yard line, and the Bulldogs are now in the Raising Cane's red zone. 10:21 remaining here in the third quarter. Got a hot start for both of these offenses. Big run play from George County gets them in the end zone. The Bulldogs already at the 12-yard line, deep in Rebel territory. You got Busby in the shotgun, trips to the right. He's got his options. He rolls to the right. He's looking. He's going to throw it. It's going to be an incomplete pass. As he tried to get it to that right side, it appeared he almost was going to get it intercepted, but it actually, I don't know if it really was in the grasp of that defender, but it's an incomplete pass. Having a tough time being able to read these uniforms of the Rebels here. The maroon gold outline. I mean, the uniforms look really smooth. It's just hard to read those numbers there. 17-14 ball game. The Rebels lead. 10-16 to go in the third. The Bulldogs are at the 12. Second down and 10. Busby in the gun. Twins to the left, one to the right. He'll hand it off to Baker. Baker through the middle, finds an opening, gets around the edge, pushes its way through to the 5, down in the end zone. Touchdown, Terry. Rondé Baker is a man amongst boys. The Baker man's in for 6. And the Bulldogs take a 20-17 lead. Derek Howard Jr. will be set up for the extra point as the Bulldogs regain the lead. The offense looking very, very good right now. Looking strong. I mean, Baker was able to move through about 3 or 4 defenders on that play and get in the end zone. We're going to get a flag at the line of scrimmage here on the extra point. Offsides against the Rebels. Move the Bulldogs a little closer here for the extra point. Howard set up once again for that extra point. It fumbles. It fumbles. Howard's going to pick it up. He's in the backfield. Oh, he fumbles it. Picked up by George County. And now the Bulldogs trying to recover this one. And I don't know what the call's going to be. They blew it dead, the officials do.
The snap is high, so the extra point is no good. 10:09 here to go in the third quarter. Your score, Bulldogs 20, Rebels 17.
Well, apparently the way they do it in high school is they don't allow extra points to be returned for 2 points. Of course, at a college or a professional level, if you don't, if you fumble it and they take it back on your extra point or your point after touchdown, it's 2 points. And it appeared that George County was going to maybe do that, but apparently in high school they don't allow that to happen because he could have gotten that done, but they blew it dead. Now, we'll say that's costly for the Bulldogs because now every time if George County's able to score, take the lead, they'll be up 4 instead of 3. Of course, the Bulldogs don't really go to field goals very often. The score is 20-17, lead for the Bulldogs still, but they only lead by a field goal, and George County could tie it with a field goal as well. Howard for the kickoff here. He will kick it high and short to the far sideline. It'll be picked up by George County at the 28-yard line. And I do question why he even received that one. If he would have let that one go out of bounds, it would have been a penalty, and the ball would have been placed at the 35. It would have gotten them 7 yards better of field position. But he does receive it, and it will be at the 28, and that's where George County will start their second possession of the second half. 10:09 to go in the third quarter. We haven't played a whole lot of football here in the second half, but we already have 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown each side. 20-17 lead for the Bulldogs. Ball's at the 28-yard line. I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, like and share with anyone else who'd be interested in Terry Bulldogs football. If you're a student or even a teacher, educator at Terry High School, if you know somebody who's affiliated with Terry High School that might want to see a big ball game, this is big for the Terry Bulldogs football team, go ahead and share that. Go ahead and do it right now. Share the stream with them. They can check this out. There's the handoff to Gaucher, and he's not going to get anywhere. He might have gained a yard. I think they're going to give him a yard on the play. the 36. Okay, so correction. They did rule that he was out of bounds, and so it was an illegal kickoff. They did put it at the 35-yard line, and they gained 1 yard on that play, making it 2nd down and 9. So ball at the 36 now for the Rebels. In the shotgun is Speidel, and there's going to be an offsides penalty against the Bulldogs here as they jumped off sides. We'll see what the call is going to be. Yes, they do. They call it offsides. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 now for George County. I will say this is only the second penalty against the Bulldogs in this football game, so they've done a pretty good job being disciplined as far as penalties are concerned. So it's the second one in the 3rd quarter. Not too much shame in that as we see Gaucher on another run. He'll get to the 41-yard line, which will be no gain, 3rd and 4.
It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 here for the Rebels. Timeout for an injured player.
So timeout for an injured player on the field. Not a good look for the Bulldogs yet again. I think this might be Brandon Duplessis. I think I see a number 0. Duplessis, very effective player for the Bulldogs. I hope we don't have too bad of an injury here. Duplessis writhing. Highly effective sophomore player. He's running back a good bit. Not in this game, but he's done it a lot this year, especially with the absence of Rondé Baker early in the season. Also plays linebacker for this Bulldogs team. New player transferred in from North Pike. Been enjoying his time with the Terry Bulldogs, been highly effective, but he's down on the field right now. And we pray that he's all right. 9:22 to go in the 3rd. Not a good look at all. Duplessis putting no weight whatsoever on that right leg. And I may get an update from Coach Thigpen after this ball game, or maybe at the South 78 show on Wednesday, but it does not look good, folks. He's been highly effective for this Bulldogs team. 3rd down and 4 now for George County. There's the run, and they're going to get the 1st down. Moving their way to the 48-yard line. 1st down for George County.
For a State Farm Billy Temple Rebel 1st down.
Ball at the 48 for George County. Under center is Speidel. Hand it off again to Gaucher. He'll bounce around and push his way to the opposite 48-yard line, a gain of 4 yards. And we're going to see 2nd and 6. Second down and 6. Under center is Speidel. Handoff again, Gaucher bounces through, and he's going to get the 1st down as he gets down to the 42-yard line. 1st down for George County.
And that'll be enough for another State Farm Billy Temple Rebel 1st down.
Ball at the 41. 1st down and 10 for the Rebels. They trail by 3 to the Terry Bulldogs. Under center is Wyatt Speidel. Snap back, handoff, Gaucher bouncing to the outside. He's stuffed at the 37-yard line, but he gets a 4-yard gain on the play to bring up 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6 here for the Rebels.
Under center is Speidel, a receiver out left, a receiver out right. He'll hand it off Gaucher, right back through the middle. He pushes his way past the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. That'll be another George County first down. And they've been able to just roll through, handing the ball off to Gaucher. I'd be interested to see how many carries he's had, but that's going to be a timeout called by Terry. The Bulldogs want time. They're struggling to stop this run at the moment. 20-17 lead for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 28-yard line for the George County Rebels. Just over 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. We got a 20-17 ball game. Wyatt Speidel under center for the Rebels, and we're going to see some action at the line of scrimmage. 2 flags on the play.
False start on Rebels. 5-yard penalty.
False start against George County will bring up a 1st and 15 from the 33. Ball at the 33-yard line. Speidel under center. Receiver out left and out right. Snap back, handoff. Gaucher met by the defensive line for the Bulldogs and taking him down that time. Micah White as well as Darion Jenkins for the Bulldogs there. They'll take him down at the 36-yard line. It's a loss of 3 from where they were before, 2nd and 18. Ball at the 36-yard line. A receiver out left and out right in the gun now is Wyatt Speidel as they've got a lot of yards to go. They'll reverse it there. Outside to Reeves, and he's taken down for a loss by Michael White. The senior linebacker has had a big night for the Bulldogs. They'll spot that at the 42. He'll lose 5 more, make it 3rd and 23 now. So ball at the 42 now for George County. They're looking at a 3rd and 23. We'll see what they have up their sleeve here, and I'm sure it's going to be a pass play as they're going to need a lot of yards here. Twins to the right, none to the left. In the gun is Speidel. He's back to throw. He'll make the short pass. Oh, and Cole Reed was able to get in the way of that ball, and for a second I thought he was about to pick that one out of the air. Incomplete pass. 4th and 23 now. We're going to see a punt here from George County. And it will be Freifogel once again. No, it will be Easton Howell, the senior punter for the Rebels. And back to receive will be Keeson Kendrick. Set up in the punt formation. Snap back, fumbled it. Trying to get it off. He did get it off. That was pretty impressive, folks. And he's able to do quite a decent punt. Kendrick's going to return it back and get slammed down to the grass at the 15-yard line. For a second there, it appeared that Easton Howell was in bad way, but wow, did you see him? He snagged it and just punted it as quick as possible. What an impressive play by the punter. I mean, he saved the play and still allowed it to be a pretty good punt. And those are the little things that can keep you in a ball game because George County's down right now. The Bulldogs showed a great defensive stand there, but they could have turned it into points like on the spot if he wouldn't have made a big play there. 2017, Terry in the lead. They got the football from their own 15. Twins to the left and one to the right for the Bulldogs. Busby in the shotgun with Baker to his immediate left in the backfield. Snap back to Busby. He makes the fake. He looks downfield. He's got room. He's got time. Pass to Gibson. Unable to get it to him. It's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Nice play there. Nice play call there by Coach Thigpen, though. He's able to get an open man down the middle. If they would have completed that one, that would have been a nice one. Looking back at the play there, just seemed a little out of his reach.
2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs.
So ball at the 15, 2nd down and 10 now. Twins to the left and one to the right. Busby in the shotgun with Rondé Baker to his immediate left. Snap back for Busby, hand off to Baker, and now we're going to see a flag on the field here.
False start on the Bulldogs.
False start penalty against the Bulldogs, and it'll make it 2nd and 15 from the 10. Twins to the left and one to the right. Busby in the shotgun. Baker to his immediate left. Handed off to Baker again. Baker, nice move through the middle, but unable to stay on his feet. Only gained about 3 yards on the play. Oh, no, they say he gained 2. That's 3rd and 13.
Short game for the Bulldogs. Number 42, Blaze Havens.
Bulldogs need a big play or else they're going to have to punt this football. They're way back in their own territory. They lead 20-17 over the Rebels. Just over 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. They bring Emmanuel Harris out there, so they're bringing all the receivers out. They have a 4-receiver lineup, and they got Baker in the backfield with Busby. Busby in the gun. Snap back is to Busby. Busby has protection, short pass there. Around the edge is Baker. Baker hurdles a man, and now we're going to see a flag on the play. Baker stays in bounds, and he goes out. I think he got the first down, but we're going to see a flag on the play. And I don't know if hurdling is legal in high school, folks. I don't know if it is. I think I might have heard somewhere that hurdling is not legal in high school football.
It's going to be holding against the Bulldogs.
They call a hold. This will push the Bulldogs even further back here.
10-yard penalty, bring up 3rd and long.
So now the ball's going to be at the 6 for the Bulldogs. Be 3rd and 21. 3rd and 21 for the Bulldogs. They need a big play. And I think that's what they're going to look for here. They got all the receivers out. Busby. Pass out to the flat to George. George has room to run. He's being taken down as he got past the 20. And it looks like he's going to be a few yards short of the first down. Looks like they're marking him at the 21, which would be 4th down and 4.
4th and 3 here for the Bulldogs.
4th and 3, but the Bulldogs are going to punt it. And just looking at a 3rd down and 21, they were able to gain 18, but just not able to quite get there. But now it's going to be a punt here for Braylon Beverly of the Bulldogs. The snap's there. The punt is away. It's a high punt, not very long, though. And it will bounce in the Bulldogs' direction, so that's pretty nice. And it will be a pretty good punt there to the 41-yard line. He punted it from his own 10, got it to the 41, so a nice 49-yard punt. And we got 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The score is 20-17, a lead for the Bulldogs, but George County going to get another crack at it here late in the 3rd quarter. Folks, y'all going to need to go ahead and check out that Magnolia Shine podcast. Check out the Magnolia Shine podcast. It is on YouTube, Magnolia Shine podcast. And this is for Terry fans and George County fans. We talk about high school football throughout the state of Mississippi. We come on Mondays and Thursdays when we drop our episodes, myself and the one and only Blake Levine. Here's a run. Oh, he's able to stay on his feet, get across, and gain it all the way to the 48-yard line for Gaucher. And he's 3 yards short of the first down, 2nd and 3. Amari Whalen back hobbling off the field again. He's been pushing through that ankle, and I think it just continues to bother him. And the thing is, that's what really stood between the Bulldogs and a lot of success last year. It's just a bunch of injuries at the end of the season. Bulldogs have been healthy for the most part, but Amari Whalen's been one of the guys that's been hurt. Zion Varnell still on the sideline who got hurt, but Brandon Duplessis, that looked bad. There's the handoff there and trying to push his way. I think Gaucher will get the first down. He will into the Bulldog territory to the 48-yard line, but there was a flag down that was thrown at the 46-yard line. It's actually a false start against George County, and so that will cause them to go 5 yards back and be a 2nd down and 8 there. So ball be at the 43-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Snap back to throw, short pass coming around the edge, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 46-yard line by Chadarius Rogers. He got it out to Grant Reeves.
Bring up 3rd and 6 here for the Rebels.
Spot him at the 41, 3rd and 5. 46-yard line, rather. 3rd and 5 there. Under center is Speidel. And we're going to see a false start here against the Rebels.
Back on the play is going to be false start on the Rebels.
Shooting themselves in the foot once again here. 3rd down and 10 with another penalty. They're going to have to go back to the 41-yard line this time. But George County's done a pretty good job of finding ways to convert on these 3rd down plays.
5-yard penalty remain 3rd down.
Ball at the 41-yard line. Big 3rd down here for George County. Speidel under center, fakes it, and he'll toss it back to Reeves. Reeves has room to run. He gets the first down. A nice trick toss back to Grant Reeves, and he's able to get the first down out to the 48-yard line. And the George County Rebels continue to move the football.
Rebels have the 1st and 10 inside Bulldog territory.
In the third quarter in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, the Tigers continue to stomp the West Jones Mustangs. They lead 34-6. Wow. Here's the handoff. Oh, ball's loose on the ground. Picked up by Nate Kelly, and it's Bulldogs football. They were trying to hand it off, and the ball was dropped down on the grass, and it's Bulldogs football.
Flag on the play.
And we saw the football fly up into the air, and now we got a flag on the field. And I'm sure it's going to be some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct situation. We'll see what the call will be. But it was after the play, so I'm sure it's against the Bulldogs. But wow, what a huge play. 1:53 remaining in the third quarter. And wow, the tables have turned. I mean, George County had the momentum, and they just dropped the football on the handoff. And it's Bulldogs football.
The call was to delay a game on the Bulldogs after the play. Be a 5-yard penalty. They'll have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, so they call a delay a game on the Bulldogs, and this is why they called that, is because they held on to the football, didn't give the ball immediately to the officials. And so that's what that was there. So ball will be at the 46-yard line for the Bulldogs. The offense takes over. They lead by 3. They're trying to go up 2 scores here. They have 2 receivers out left and 1 out right. The Bulldogs have the ability to make big plays. And you want to see one here. Here's the reversal to George. George gets a block. He's going to push his way through. They're going to spot him at the 48, so it'll be a gain of 2 for the Bulldogs. 2nd and 8. Just over a minute and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter.
That was number 2, Braylon Fairley, on the stop for the Rebels.
Busby in the gun. Got a receiver out right and 2 receivers out left. Snap back Busby, handoff Baker. Baker taking contact and rolling over a yard, it appears, to the 49, bringing up 3rd and 7 now. So it's 3rd down and 7 from about midfield. Under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Busby in the shotgun, twins to the left, one to the right. Snap back Busby, fakes it. Short pass out to the flat to George. George gets the blocking around the edge. George along the sideline, and there's a flag on the field again as he gets pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And they're going to call that a flag against Gibson, and I think they're going to call that a hold. Folks, I really don't know what to say. You can look back at the play and see what you think about that, but I don't know. I'm having a tough time following some of these calls. I don't see that. Going to move this back 10 yards. It'll be a 3rd and 17 most likely for the Bulldogs. See where they spot this football. Now be 3rd and 13. Busby in the shotgun, twins to the right and 1 to the left, with Baker with him in the backfield here. 3rd and 13. Here's the fake. Busby's got plenty of protection. Pass across the middle, and he just missed that one. Incomplete. He's trying to get it to George. And so now we're going to bring up 4th down, and the Bulldogs going to bring out the punt unit.
Another nice defensive stop by the Rebels. Number 11, Grant Reeves, will drop back for the Rebels.
Ball at the 43. They're going to punt this football away. Braylon Beverly. It'll veer to the right. It'll bounce in a Bulldog direction past the 30. It'll stop right there at the 29-yard line. That's where George County will start their possession from their own 29-yard line. We had 2 quick scores to begin the 3rd quarter, and ever since then, no score. Just defensive football. We got 14 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. George County will probably run about a play, probably run one play, and then we'll wrap up the 3rd quarter here from Loosedale. We appreciate you joining us. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button to the TSJW Network YouTube channel. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. So listen, we want you to help us out. Help us get to 3,000. Back to throw, a short pass, and that is to nowhere. We're going to see no call. George County wanted a defensive hold. They don't like the no call. And so incomplete pass. So George County will run another play. 2nd down and 10 from the 29. Under center is Speidel. He'll hand it off. And Gaucher wrapped up at the 30, a gain of 1. They'll bring up 3rd down and 9. And the clock's going to run out on the 3rd quarter. We got one more quarter of football to be played here in George County. We got a tight game, a game that Terry really wants, folks. The Bulldogs are on the trek. They want to be able to host a playoff game at Bulldog Field, and they must win this game to get there. And they lead 20-17 heading into the 4th. We'll step aside and be right back. This is Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. George County football, 3rd down and 9. Speidel back in the gun, pass to the far sideline, and it's complete. Out to the receiver, Tayshawn King for the 1st down. Ball at the 40-yard line now for the Rebels.
State Farm, Billy Temple Rebel, 1st down.
First and 10 for the Rebels. Receiver out right and a receiver out left. There's the handoff around the edge. Bulldogs trying to pull him down. They do. Good tackle there from Chadarius Rogers with assistance from Micah White on that play. They will mark him at the 40, which will be, well, actually, no, they don't mark him at the 40. They mark him with a 2-yard loss. 2nd down and 12 now from the 38. So apparently they move it up. 2nd and 10. Speidel in the gun. He's going to throw a pass, lofty pass up into the air, incomplete. Oh, and they're going to throw the flag for pass interference against Micah Shepard. He doesn't like the call. None of the Terry defensive players like the call, obviously, but it's going to be a 1st down for the Rebels. They'll probably move it to the 45 in Bulldog territory. I think it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. 11:01 to go in the ball game.
It's a 15-yard penalty moving inside Bulldog territory. That will result in a Billy Temple State Farm Rebel 1st down.
I mean, to me it appeared that Shepard waited until the ball was coming right to him and he went and jumped on him. I mean, which is – that's the timing that you have to do there. But Speidel on the under center. He's going to hand it off to Gaucher, who will gain a couple yards on the play, and we see a little extracurricular activity. Oh, wow! Totally unnecessary against George County, and you hope that that has to be against the Rebels there.
Injured Rebel on the play.
Oh, but okay, no, that Kelly did have the football, so I will say that. Kelly had the football, and so he tackled him. So, to be clear, the George County player tackled Kelly, but Kelly had the football in his hands. So they blew it dead. They blew it down. Kelly ripped the ball out of the hands of Gaucher. Gaucher is now down hurt. You hope he's okay. That is not a good look. And I know that for George County fans, the concern is for the kid, but also for their football team. They rely on him a lot as he runs the football all the time. He's not able to put weight on that left leg. And this game has just been dreadful. I got to say, this game's been dreadful both ways. You're talking about great players getting injured in this football game. You hate to see it. And, I mean, you're talking about fearless Brandon Gaucher is. I mean, I don't know if they handed off to him 50 times in this game. And he gets hurt on that play. You hope that he's all right. Man.
Resumes. It'll be 2nd and 9 here for the Rebels.
2nd down and 8 for George County. And we'll see who they run the football with. They've got Keon Riley, the sophomore. They're not going to run at that time. It's going to be a short pass out into the flat. He's able to break the tackle, trying to push again. You do see a flag as they're 1 yard short of the first down now. That'll be 3rd and 1, but pending the penalty here. Got it out to, wasn't able to see what number that was. They do have Keon Riley, the sophomore running back in the backfield with Wyatt Speidel.
Going to be holding on the Rebels.
They do call a hold against George County on the play there. So this call will go the Bulldogs' direction. And they'll set the ball up there at the 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11. Repeating 2nd down, but it's going to be 2nd and 11. Speidel back to throw. Short pass received there from the backfield as he dives across the 40. That's Keon Riley. And he will get down to the 37-yard line. That's 2 yards short of the first down, bringing up 3rd and 2. Nice play for them. It's a 9-yard play on the short pass. Well, more like an 8-yard play. It'll be 3rd and 3. Under center is Speidel. He'll hand it off to the running back, Riley, who won't get enough. He'll be stopped at the 37, gain of 1, 4th and 2. Big 4th down here for George County, and the Bulldogs really want to get this stop. They are clinging to a 3-point lead. Under 9.5 minutes to go in the ball game here in Lucedale. A big game for both teams. And here's the run, and they're going to get the first down. They're able to push their way through and get the first down at the 34-yard line, and George County continues to move the chains.
First down.
Nine minutes to go in the ball game. Folks, whoever loses this ball game are going to be looking like they're going to finish as the 4 seed, and if you finish with the 4 seed, you're probably going to have to play Picayune in the first round on the road, which is not a desirable situation. The Rebels continue to move the football, getting down to the 28-yard line that time. It'll be a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 now. Losing their top rusher in Brandon Gaucher, the Rebels continue to move the chains. Ball at the 28-yard line. Just over 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Twins to the left, none to the right. Speidel back to throw. He'll throw it high and long, and it's overthrown and complete. Bringing up a 3rd and 5.
Bring up 3rd down.
8:01 remaining. Big third down here for the Rebels. 20-17 is the score. Third down and 5 from the 28-yard line in Bulldog territory. This is 4-down territory for the Rebels, but we'll see what they do here. Under center is Speidel. Tried to catch the Bulldogs offsides, wasn't able to. He's back under center again. There's the snap. There's the handoff around the edge. He gets through the middle. He's going to get the first down as he dives to the 22-yard line. First down for the Rebels.
And that'll do enough for a Billy Temple State Farm Rebel first down.
They're going to spot it at the 21, right outside the red zone. The Rebels trying to take the lead here. Under center is Speidel. Snap back, handoff. And that run will be a gain of 2 to the 19-yard line. They're in the red zone now. Keon Riley with the 2-yard gain. Second down and 8. We have us a very good football game here out in George County. 2.5 hours away for the Terry Bulldogs. They're trying to come away with a win. Speidel, he fumbled the football. The ball's on the ground. I don't know who picked it up. It appears that it's a Terry Bulldog that picked it up there. No, now George County comes up with it. The Rebels do recover their own fumble there. Wow.
We'll bring up third and long here for the Rebels.
Couldn't see the number for the player that fumbled the football, but he fumbled the football, and I think he picked up his own fumble. A big loss for George County. Actually, it doesn't even turn out to be that big of a loss. It's at the 22-yard line, third down and 11. Under center is Speidel, third down and 11. He's back. He's back to throw. He throws around the edge. He overthrows him. It's fourth down and 11 from the 22-yard line for George County. And now they're in a situation where we'll see what they do. Now they're bringing out a different unit here, and I think they're going to kick a field goal here. If they are able to convert on the field goal, they will tie the ball game. It is 20-17. This will be a decently long field goal. I mean, I guess, well, it's 39 yards. And so Leighton Freifogel will go for 3 here to try to tie the ball game at 20. Snaps there. The kick is up. It sails. Oh! It hit the bar and went in. We're tied at 20. Unbelievable. A game of inches, folks. A game of inches. The ball hit the bar, goes up, and goes through. Unbelievable. We're tied up at 20 here in Loosedale. But I'll tell you this, great job by the Terry Bulldogs on defense, being able to stop them and force the field goal, because now you're tied. So you got the football again, you're tied. You need to score here, though. Very important for the Bulldogs to score at this moment. But unbelievable field goal that goes through for George County to tie this football game at 20. Colby George and Keeson Kendrick will be back to receive the kick. Here's the kickoff. Here's the kickoff for George County, and back to receive will be George. Colby George will run towards the middle. He's got a little blocking and a little room. He's got blocking, and there's no flag on the play at the moment. He'll get over to the sideline and out of bounds. A great return for Colby George. So this Bulldogs offensive possession will start off nicely. We have a little extracurricular activity on that far sideline that we need to stay out of any trouble here. We're trying to win this football game. They do break it up. I don't think there are any flags on the play, so I think we're just going to play ball here from the 48-yard line.
Bulldogs will have it. First and 10, 47.
Ball at the 47-yard line for the Bulldogs. We are tied up at 20 here in Lucedale, Mississippi. Folks, this is a great football game. Even if you have friends or family members who love high school football, they were going to want to watch this one, so you got to share the stream. Go ahead and share the stream with them. This is a great game here, 20-20. Big region play late in the season. We got a handoff to Baker. Baker getting around the right side, pushing the pile a little bit. Getting to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of only 1, 2nd and 9.
Number 11, Grant Reeves making the initial contact. Short gain, 2nd down here for the Bulldogs.
Second down and 9 for the Terry Bulldogs from the 48-yard line. Twins to the left, they're stacked, and one to the right, and that is Colby George. Snap back to Busby, short pass. Got it to Gibson. Just missed the defender barely, but Gibson's going to get the first down and get pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Oh-wee, and that would have been bad, folks. If he would have snagged that one, he'd have been back for 6. That'll be a first down at the 41-yard line in George County territory. Just over 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Clock is stopped as Gibson went out of bounds on the play. Trips to the right and none to the left. Busby in the shotgun.
Timeout for the Bulldogs.
There will be a timeout called by the Terry Bulldogs. Bulldogs that'll be their second charge timeout of the second half. They got one timeout left after this. 20-20 is the score. Terry and George County, what a ball game.
Jack's Home Improvement Center, Lucedale Urgent Care, Coach's Barbecue, State Farm, Jared Williams, and Singing River Connect. Appreciate all of our quarter sponsors supporting Rebel football.
I want to take time to call out all our sponsors. We appreciate them for the TSJW Network. Right here, Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. We got Buford Plumbing and Heating, Barnett's Body Shop, Tire Depot, Wheeler's Janitorial, the Hydra Station, Good Eatin', Raising Cane's, Richard's Tire and Auto, the South Point Center, Withers Florist, Wholesale Payments, Magnolia Mobile Pressure Washing, Boone Behavioral Health and Wellness, and Vowels Marketplace. We appreciate all our sponsors for Terry Bulldogs football on the TSJW Network. Baker on the run, able to get through, get the first down and more as he pushes his way past the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. Nice run from Rondé Baker for a Barnett's Body Shop. First down. Busby in the shotgun. Twins to the right and one to the left. There's the handoff to Baker. Baker around the left edge. He's able to break a tackle. Past the 20, down to the 15. Pushes away to the 10, down to the 5, inside the 5, and down to the 2-yard line. A big run for Rondé Baker. A Barnett's Body Shop first down, and the Bulldogs are now in the Raising Cane's red zone, and it's first down and goal. Bulldogs trying to take a lead by a touchdown here. A great run from Rondé Baker. Now working from the 2-yard line. Busby in the gun. Handoff Baker. Baker trying to push his way through. Will he get in? They push his way. I think he got in. No signal. No signal. And I think he was short. I think he was just a few inches short, and it'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
We'll bring up 2nd and goal here for the Bulldogs.
Clock continues to run. 3:45 to go in the ball game. Folks, what a ball game here. And if you're the Bulldogs, you do kind of want to run a lot of time out because you are inches away from the goal line. You don't want to give George County a whole lot of time here. Busby on the handoff to Baker, and he will walk in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Terry. They take a lead, 26-20. The Baker man once again. And you wonder if the Rebels just let them score on that one. That looked too easy because the thing is that for George County, they don't want them to take that much time. They want time to be able to work their way down the field, especially with the Bulldogs at the inches line there. There's the snap there. It's down. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Bulldogs really needed that one. And they do put it through, so it's 27-20 here in Loosedale.
Announcement from our George County School Resource Officers. If you are waiting for a ride tonight after the game, please call
3 minutes and 31 seconds to play here from George County and Loosedale, Mississippi. And the Rebels are going to have to drive downfield in 3.5 minutes to score to be able to tie the Terry Bulldogs. And folks, this is one of those times where the special teams got in the way for the Bulldogs. Extra point not converted on a bad snap that made it 20-17 instead of 21-17. And now it's 27-20 instead of 28-20, which changes the game a little bit because now all George County has to do is score a touchdown and get an extra point. They tie this football game up. But if you're the Bulldogs, you have to feel good about a touchdown lead here with 3.5 minutes to go. Here's the kickoff return. Able to avoid a tackler and move to the other side on the spin. He breaks free, and he's going to be drugged down at the 30-yard line. That's where the Rebels will begin their possession here. I think I just saw the best chat I've seen in a long time. It said they should call this game the Heart Attack Bowl. Last time we played them, I darn near died. 2 years ago, last time the Bulldogs played George County, it was the playoffs, and the Bulldogs won 41-39. It was just a shootout here in Loosedale, and we're seeing a similar type situation. Not as much of a shootout, but a very close game coming down to the finish. A gain of a yard here for the Rebels, making it 2nd down and 9. Clock continues to run. We're 3 minutes to go. George County's they've got time, but the thing is, though, they don't have enough time to lollygag too much. They got twins to the left and none to the right. In the shotgun is Speidel. He's back to throw. He throws across the middle. It was right through his hands. Intended receiver was to Jarrah Patrick Bolton, and he just dropped it. No. That's number 8, not number 0, and that is DJ McNair. So DJ McNair goes right through his hands. So incomplete pass that does stop the clock for George County, but it's 3rd down and 9 at their own 31-yard line. This is the time, if you're a Bulldogs fan, that you want the big stop here. 2:48 remaining in the game. Twins to the left, none to the right. Snap back to Speidel. Speidel pass outside to McNair, who is taken down at the 41-yard line, but he does get the first down, and the Rebels live to see another series here. So they'll stop the clock to move the chains. 2:39 to go in the ball game. Back to throw Spidle. Short pass. Caught. Pulled out of bounds for a gain of 1. Be 2nd and 9. But he got out of bounds, so it stops the clock. So good job by the Rebels. They're continuing to lose. They're continuing to use the clock to their advantage here. Ball's going to be at the 42. 2nd down and 9, 2:23 to go in the ball game. Wyatt Spidle in the shotgun. He's back to throw, short pass there. Who's going to be taken down? I think he lost a yard, and back to the original line of scrimmage. Will bring up a 3rd down and 10. So good job by the Bulldogs getting right to it. I believe that was Micah White again. Now we're going to see a whistle on the play as the clock was running there, and George County will be charged with their first timeout of the second half. So they still have 2 timeouts to work with, which is big for the Rebels because they may need them. 2:11 to go in the ball game. They've got the ball at the 41-yard line, 3rd down and 10. Thing about the Rebels is that they're not in a position where they can't make this drive because they need 59 yards, but 2 minutes and 11 seconds, you do have plenty of time to make that drive. But it's just about execution and being able to manage this clock properly. If you're the Bulldogs, you just really want to get to that football and not allow them to move this football. That's really what it's about for this Bulldog defense. Terry Bulldog defense playing at this point without Zion Varnell, as well as without Brandon Duplessis, which kind of a nightmarish situation for this Bulldogs defense, but they have really stuck together and done well through the adversity here in the second half. In the shotgun is Wyatt Spidle. 2:11 to go in the ball game. He is back to throw. He's got time. Pass over the top. That one's going to be intercepted. He overthrew it. George gets it in the backfield. He breaks a tackle, and now he's trying to make his way through. He's got a little blocking. He's going to slide down to the 40. It's Bulldogs football. They get a big stop with the interception. We do see a flag that is down in the backfield, though. I see George County offensive players stand on the field, and so I don't know what this flag's going to be. Nobody really knows, it appears. Oh, no, I see an offensive lineman for George County clapping. Not a good sign for the Bulldogs. I don't know what this call could be. It was an overthrown ball. Might be defensive holding, I guess. I'm not sure. And the officials are deliberating at the moment. I thought the flag was thrown after the interception, but the way they're looking, no, I mean, George County's offense is still out on the field and Bulldogs' defense is still out. They still have not motioned a call to the sideline. They call pass interference against the Bulldogs.
It's going to be pass interference on the Bulldogs.
Folks, I don't know what to say.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty and a Billy Temple State.
Unbelievable.
Down.
And George County again moving the football. They're at the 44-yard line in Bulldog territory. Coach Thigpen looks pretty upset on that far sideline. He does not look happy. Minute 58 to go in the ball game. I mean, he can't be. In the gun, Spidle. He's back to throw. He's got a lot of pressure, and that pass is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
So 2nd down and 10 now from the 44, minute 54 to play.
2nd and 10 here for the Rebels.
Ball at the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 10 now for George County. Back to throw Spidle. Short pass caught by McNair, but he's going to be yanked down by this Bulldog defense who's looking pretty good here in the closing moments of this ball game. We'll lose 2 on the play. George County will be 3rd down and 12 And I think the Rebels are going to be forced to use their second timeout of the second half. They've got one timeout remaining, 27-20 lead for the Terry Bulldogs here late. Minute 41 to play. If you're the Bulldogs, you're just trying to close this ball game out. And they've done a lot of good things in this game. George County's really put together a great football game as well. And so the Bulldogs want to be able to close this out and win the football game. Now, Brandon Gaucher had a great game for George County until his injury. He's out for the rest of the ball game. They gave him the ball nearly every play until he got hurt, and now they've been throwing the football a little bit more. Back to throw. Is Spidle. Pass across the middle. It's off his receiver's hands. He was trying to get it to Grant Reeves across the middle. It's incomplete. Bringing up 4th down and 12 with a minute 36 remaining. And folks, this might be the ball game here for George County. Fourth and 12. The Rebels need a big play. That was not a bad play call at all. He had a man open, and pass was a little bit high, went off his hands, incomplete. And the ball's at the 46-yard line now in Bulldog territory. Twins to the right. Spidle back to throw. He's trying to find something. He's being chased down. Tosses it over, and he's going to be taken down by the Bulldogs. And we got a check. We got a check. No flags. Bulldogs football. And how about that? The Terry Bulldogs are going to win this football game. The Terry Bulldogs are going to win the football game. And now all you have to do is get into victory formation, and the Bulldogs are going to win 8 games for the first time in the Chris Thigpen era. And congratulations to Coach Chris Thigpen. I mean, when he came in, this Bulldog team was 2-10. They were winning about 2 games a year. And now 8-1 heading into a matchup with Hattiesburg. After they go into the victory formation, of course, you got to go ahead and finish it off. Snap back. They're going to run the football here. Baker just trying to protect it. I guess they need to run it to get that clock rolling. I think they might need a first down. I'm not sure, because George County does have one timeout. Going to let that clock roll. Ball's at the 50. And the Terry Bulldogs, what a gritty performance they have put on. Twins to the right and one to the left. Snap back, handoff, Baker. Baker able to elude a tackler. He's getting to the outside. He's got room. Baker will slide down, and that's the ball game. That is for sure the ball game. They're going to stop the clock to get those chains moved, but now you see celebration on the Bulldog sideline. 8-1, they will go. They will get into the victory formation, and this ball game's going to be over. How about those Terry Bulldogs? They're going to let the clock run down, and they're going to take one knee. And Busby takes the knee down, and that's the ball game. South 78, holla! The Bulldogs in the win column once again. 8-1 on the season. The Terry Bulldogs win 27-20 over the George County Rebels. And folks, that brings us to our player of the game, brought to you by the South Point Center. Listen, I think I'm going to have to go co-player of the game the first time I've done this for the South Point Center player of the game. And it's going to be Brady Busby and Rondé Baker. Both of them had big nights. Busby throwing the football well, managing the offense very, very well. And on the other side was Rondé Baker, who ended up with 3 touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So we got co-player of the game, brought to you by the South Point Center. And we see Hattiesburg up on West Jones 41-20. So that's going to bring us to a matchup next week, most likely with Hattiesburg. Well, it will be with Hattiesburg, but most likely a 7-2 Hattiesburg team. Terry sitting at 8-1 at Bulldog Field for a home playoff game. And folks, if you're a Terry Bulldog fan, you got to show up to Bulldog Field next week. It is very, very big game. Very important for the guys to be supported by their home fans and just make it uncomfortable for the Hattiesburg team to play in that environment. Just with the noise. Make it loud at Bulldog Field. We're looking forward to Thursday night, November 6th. Terry Bulldogs will take on the Hattiesburg Tigers at Bulldog Field on the campus of Terry High School. The final here from Loosedale, Terry 27, George County 20. Appreciate Nettie Williams on production as well as King Williams on our camera. I'm Trellis Williams, your host. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button. We out.